So my project is an electrical circuit. An electrical circuit is a pathway that is made of wires where electrons can flow through. Then a battery or another type of source, which are voltages, which makes the electrons move. When the electrons get to an object or device to give the energy and power to work. For a circuit to work, you need a source or a type of battery. The conductors, which are wires, um, a load, which is the light bulb, and a light and off switch. I choose this project because it looked interesting and fun, knowing how we use circuits all the time in home and other places. My materials. This is a simple project, so the materials are easy and simple to get. You can go to any place really. All you need is a battery, LED or Christmas light, a battery clip, wires. Uh, I used it's optional, but a welding little small stick, and a base, which is styrofoam. What kind of energy is involved? In my science project, there's many types of energy involved. Chemical energy is involved because of the battery. Then there's thermal energy involved because the battery heats up and the light heats up too when I use it for a while. And there's also potential energy. When the light switch is open, it creates a gap in the circuit and current will not flow. When it's closed, it completes the circuit and current flows through it. The battery is made of one or more sections or cells inside each cell. Two chemically active materials called electrodes are separated by a liquid or paste called the electrolyte. So when a battery is connected in a circuit, it gives the energy that drives the electrons along in a current. So when the battery is connected to the wires and the light switches on, the chemical energy is transferred through the wires as the electrical energy is in the crystal's light. It gives light energy, and the crystal's light gives light energy. It also gives thermal energy to its surroundings. The energy is transferred by the wires, where the electrons can flow from the negative terminal connection on the power source through the connections wires and components such as the bulbs and back to the positive terminal. When the wire is connected to the battery's terminal, electrons flow from the negative to positive. Unlike opposite charges attract like same charges repel, electrons have a negative charge, they are repelled from the negative and attracted to the positive. There was it. My battery is a 9-volt battery. I never really checked it, but um, 9-volt batteries are different because they use different types of cells. Most of the time, a 9-volt battery might have 580 hours. Um, there's a formula which is power equals current x volts, and that's how I measured how much there was in a typical 9-volt battery. Okay, I didn't really know how much was transferred, but I do know that it was a lot of the energy was mostly transferred because I used it a little bit and it was the battery didn't work anymore when in like 4 days. How much? The energy is lost in the wires because of the motion of the electrons, which causes the atoms to jiggle and to heat up in the material. Then the energy becomes lost energy. Like the law of conservation says that energy is neither created or destroyed. One of the sources had this diagram to help me understand better. This is the diagram for the light that shows that it transfers most of the energy by heating rather than by light. That's the diagram. What the lost energy becomes. So lost energy becomes thermal energy. It becomes thermal energy because when the atoms jiggle, then that makes it heat up the material. The thermal energy. This is also because of how the light heats up and the battery. How efficient is your project? My project is pretty efficient because we are surrounded by circuits. Honestly, without circuits, we would still be in the times before the 1800s. We we depend on circuits most of the time. Circuits are found in every gadget we use daily, like telephones, television, lamps, computers, cars, phones, radars, radios, microwaves, more. I learned that circuits are found anywhere. I learned that we use them every day. I also learned that the first circuits were made in the 1800s. The man who did the first battery that then made the circuits. So the first circuits used the battery. Um, Alessandro Volta invented the first battery, and Thom- Thomas Edison invented his incandescent light bulb, so he thought he can make power distribution. The first type of system in the United States was the Pearl Street station in downtown Manhattan. It provided a few square blocks of city with electric power.